Ugh, another workshop build video?
I know, right?
But let's talk about how we built the entire shop for around $3,000. Floor, cabinets, and all. Stick around.
But with so many other woodshop tour videos out there, do we really need another one? I mean, just shoot me now.
Oh, shoot me now!
So we'll try to keep it entertaining as we walk through some of the new features of the shop, and we'll include price tags along the way.
Well, let's start with the flooring. I really wanted to do an epoxy floor. I had my heart set on it, actually, but this peel and stick plank vinyl was actually cheaper, and it looks pretty awesome compared to just a gray painted floor. And considering I'm a weekend, part-time, wood project kind of guy, rather than this being a commercial shop, I thought this flooring would actually hold up for years. It was $1.06 a square foot, and total for my 23 by 15 shop was about $375. For the shop lighting, I desperately needed to improve the situation that I had with my overhead lighting in my old basement workshop. And I found these LED ceiling lights from Barina are actually fantastic. Really easy to install. They throw a tremendous amount of light without using very much power at all. And these guys are not paying me to say that.
I will not bow to any sponsor.
And by varying the angle of the light bar installation, the light coverage is actually pretty full without it casting much of a shadow anywhere in the shop. They work great and were about $179 at the time of purchase, although I believe the price is slightly going up. I also needed to move the light switch away from its original location over to the new doorway, but didn't want to have to rip apart the drywall and chase Romex through the studs on 20 feet or more of wall. So this remote radio frequency light switch was a great solution to that problem, and you can really mount the switch anywhere you want. These vary in price. I wound up getting mine from Amazon for about $19. We also closed up the large opening into the basement family room and then created a new doorway. So that involved buying some studs and some drywall, and we bought some extra lumber as well to wind up building a new door. That total came in about $200. The paint was actually free. We wound up recycling the leftover paint we had from our old house, pouring it all together and coming up with this lovely shade that we affectionately called Sorta Taupe. It's kind of like getting a free frozen pizza from the supermarket. It's not all that great, but
It was free pizza!
for power, we found that there was already a 20 amp dedicated circuit to that particular room. So I simply moved it up to run across our new long workbench. But for the dust collector, I added a dedicated 15 amp circuit for that motor and another 20 amp circuit on the opposite wall to power the compressor, the drill press, the bandsaw, and the table saw. And I really won't be operating any more than one tool at a time. So the cost included the Romex, new breakers, conduit, and fixtures, and that total ran me about $270. Our largest expense was the new cabinet wall. Originally, I wanted to make a custom workbench and fit the miter saw and a couple of other bench tools installed at countertop level. But in the end, I preferred having all of the storage cabinets and the drawers underneath the counter, which eliminated the need for shelving above like I had in my old workshop. The total length of the cabinet wall is 16 feet 6 inches with tons of room for storage underneath. Total cost of the cabinets, with a discount from one of our local home centers, was $1,200. Far cheaper, I think, than if I had built it all custom with hardwood finishes on the exterior. It looks fantastic. The countertops were a happy surprise, offering some pretty cool features. I found this custom order whiteboard Formica for $59 a sheet at Home Depot. It was special order and delivered to the house, which made it even easier. It's printed with a 1" by 1" square grid to help with squaring up projects and performing quick measurements, but you can also write or design on it too with whiteboard markers. Make a shopping list, wipe it all away when you're done. The smooth, slick surface also makes for a great outfeed table, and project glue-ups clean up really easily on this material as well. Particle board and Formica cost for the countertops and the center work table was $240. And the tic-tac-toe game was free.
This ain't no game room. Get the pucks out of here.
I finally have my large center work table. It sits at the perfect level next to the table saw, allowing for cut stock to glide off the saw and be supported as it feeds. The same Formica surface is slick enough to allow for easy movement of the lumber, and when everything is cut, I've got about 20 square feet of surface to fabricate and assemble my projects. The bench construction is pretty basic with 2x4 legs, OSB shelves, and a double thick layer of particle board on the tabletop for extra stability. Now, I really dig some of the innovative storage and bench designs that I see from other woodworkers and their YouTube channels, but my needs were really more utilitarian. I needed a little bit of storage on both sides of the table, and I may add some new features in the future. Under the table, I've added another dust collection canister that works with my shop vac. It was a simple modification to add the fittings to match the shop vac hose, and the hose fits my table saw, my bandsaw, and allows me to hook up a longer hose to vacuum the floor. I really wanted to use my new Raycon dust collector to attach to all my tools, but the port reducers that I was forced to use on my table saw and a couple of other tools were designed to work with a 2¼ shop vac hose. So I'll wind up having 2 dust collection systems in the shop. Overall, the cost of the lumber for the center work table and the garbage can for the new dust collector under the table was $70. Now, we just recently published a feature video about the construction of this cool little safety equipment cabinet. But it works great as a storage location for a first aid kit, hearing and eye protection, dust masks, and gloves. Why not? Keep it safe, wear your protective equipment, and always put it back. You've got it handy whenever you need it. With a recycled cabinet door that we had and some leftover plywood, this project only cost $40. The laundry sink and cabinet was an all-in-one combo package, but where the laundry sink sat too low in the cabinet and on top of our copper supply lines. And that turned out to be okay, because with the leftover particle board and Formica that I had from the center work table, I wound up building a matching countertop and installing a stainless sink, and that worked out great. Total cost $179. So what's with the bar, you ask? In a wood shop? You raise your eyebrows. Are you daft, boy?
This gives me a place to do some narration for our videos and to feature some cool art projects from Matt and me. It also gives me a place to take a break every now and then and munch on a Hot Pocket when I need one. Hot Pocket!
I had some ipe wood that we reclaimed from a project at our old cabin to make the center section of the bar. I really like the dark look of this Brazilian walnut. But the 2x4 frame and the 1x6 pine wound up costing about $60. The maple bar top was repurposed from a basement coffee table we had at our old house. Okay, you got me. I bought the extra wood for the door. I just need to build it.
Please be a secret door. Please be a secret door. Please be a secret door.
Yay! Okay, the secret door sounds pretty cool. Well, let's talk about the summary. So if I total up all my major receipts, it comes out to just over $2,800. But in fairness, it doesn't include the extra trips to the hardware store for screws, the contact cement for the Formica. Altogether, it's around $3,000 for the entire shop build. And I've got some other projects I need to do, like to build some storage in the corner of the shop for the extra wood that I have. I repurposed my old oak bench. I still had room for my bandsaw and my drill press on the one side of the shop. I really need a jointer. I'm just not sure where I'm going to put it. I'm going to need to build some sort of clamp storage in the back right corner. I was able to find a nice home for my specialty tool cabinet and built a couple extra nice small shelves. I also, for a future project, want to build a custom dust hood for my miter saw. And all my hand tools are to the right, and I've got to finish my dust collector rolling cabinet as well. The super secret custom door video is coming soon.